Hey, it's me, Nalthazar, and welcome to my new series titled A New Start. And in this one, I'm going to be making a brand new account, and I'm going to be taking this account from nothing all the way up to competitive viability that can earn perfect scores in events. So I've really wanted to do this for a long time. In my main account, I have all of the cards but two, and those two cards I can get. I just don't really need them, want them. So this will be kind of an exciting change. I've always really liked playing games like Diablo 3 and stuff like that have seasons, and so you start all over. And so I'm really excited to do this and make these videos for you guys. So this will hopefully help answer the question about collection or skill. So you'll get to see some pretty cool gameplay as I rise up the ranks. And so here you're going to see I'm going to hit start, and that's just going to be making the account. And you'll also see that I have the subreddit up on my screen here on the right. And so what I'm going to be doing with the subreddit is when you start a brand new account, or I mean, you could even do it for your own if you haven't redeemed them yet, you can actually go ahead and input friend codes. And there are 3 exclusive rares, 2 of which are very good for new players, and 1 is not so good. So you're going to see I'm going to be looking for the word code here, and I'm just looking for a friend code to add in. When I put that friend code in, I'm going to be getting one of the 3 exclusive rares. Now, when my own friend code pops up, if 2 of you who are watching this video want to go ahead and refer this account, that would be awesome. I'd love to get those so that I could have all 3. So there's my referral code. It's going to pop up again in a minute. I really want to get Cowl Prowler. So, spoiler, I didn't get it. I got the red one, which is actually really good. But the Cowl Prowler is definitely the best of the 3 for a new player. The artifact, the orrery, not so great. I'm also actually starting a new coalition for anyone that wants to go through this journey with me. So if you're a player that also wants to try starting from scratch, by all means, join up and do this with me. So the name of the coalition is going to be the same as the title of the series. It's going to be A New Start, but with no spaces. So ANEWSTART. If you do wind up coming and joining me for this adventure and you join the coalition, when you join the coalition, please in chat just tell me that you saw the video and you want to do this too, or you saw this on the forums and you want to do this too. So this lets me know that you're starting a brand new account. So ideally, we're all starting new accounts together, and we can see how we can do in coalition events with all of us having brand new accounts also, which will be pretty cool to track. Please don't join with an account you've already decked out and filled out. The point is for all of us to be starting fresh. I will also be setting up a Discord server for this so that all of us who are going to be doing this new movement can go ahead and communicate about our experience doing this. So here is the first match of the story. So I tried to jump immediately into an event because Zendikar versus Eldrazi was running when I was shooting this, but then it told me that I had to complete chapter 1 of the story. So I ran into the story, I did chapter 1, and then it wasn't actually chapter 1. So you actually have to play 16 matches of the story before you can actually play in events, which took me off guard, right? I mean, I haven't gone through all of this for 3 years. So during this video, you'll actually get to see my progression through all 16 of the chapters. I didn't wind up losing any of the matches. I had a few really interesting ones, but apart from this first one, what I've done is I've gone and done really a bunch of video editing. So I got rid of all of the load screens. You can see what Puzzle Quest looks like without load screens. And I took out most of the matches. So just the end of each of the matches is there. I didn't want this to take up a bunch of your guys' time. You'll see that the video is 16 minutes and change, whereas I had hours of footage. So I wanted to narrow that down so that you guys could watch it and enjoy it. The editing process for this was totally crazy too, taking so many hours of footage and condensing them down. But I actually learned a lot about video editing just from trying to make this, and I really enjoyed doing it. So if you like this, please let me know. And if you like the idea of the series, even if it's not something that you personally want to participate in, but you like the series, please give me feedback for that too. I'd really like to know what you guys think of it. So, what you can expect to see in the series is you can expect to see the progression of the account. So, you'll get to see my first event, you'll get to see my first coalition event, you'll get to see some other major milestones in the account, you'll get to see the pack openings, all that kind of stuff. And so, through that, you're going to get a really good insight into how is it that a player like me would go about starting new in Puzzle Quest, and what is the path that I would take in order to make a good account. You'll get to see how I spend my resources, which planeswalkers I target in which order, which elite packs am I going to target first, what events do I prioritize? Like everything that goes into the making and building of an account for Puzzle Quest. Now, it should be said that this is not by any means going to be taking over from my primary account. So, this isn't going to be the only series I do. I'm actually still going to be predominantly posting things like Card Showcase and Planeswalker Showcase and Achieving Perfection and all the usual things that I post on my channel. Those will still be the priority for me to post on the channel, but I'm also going to be adding the journey of this account to it. So I'm intending this particular account to be a side project, and hopefully anyone that decides to join me will also see this as a side project. Now, if it's just that you're in need of a change of pace, so you do this as your primary project as a change of pace, then go ahead, jump on in. I'd love to have company for this. But if you already are committed to a coalition, don't go and drop your coalition for this. Like, this is really just intended for fun and for a way to freshen up our gaming experience in Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest. Now, starting new has actually been a lot easier than I thought it would be. The new level up system that they've implemented, or I mean, the level up system that they have recently implemented, is very useful for making a new account. Now, this actually is one of the plays that I thought was actually kind of cool, right? So, playing the disable lizard to get that swing down for the win, but I digress. So, the level up system makes it so that it's a lot easier to get crystals, to get runes, to get new cards, basically everything you need as a new player, which is really, really cool. Like, I'm actually really pleased with how it plays out as a new player. So, in the time that it took me to complete the 16 starting story chapters and then play through my first event and get to level 10 with my starter Planeswalker, I still had over 22,000 runes left over. So I can use those to level up anything I want. Now, I'm being a little bit sparing with them right now just because I want to save them for planeswalkers that I actually intend to use. Now, this pack here was super awesome, right? I got Ravaging Blaze, which is pretty cool. So I actually got a rare, which was kind of sweet. I've oddly had really, really good luck so far with this account. So I've already pulled like 2 mythics. I had a double rare pack. Pretty much every pack that I've opened, almost, it feels like it has a rare. So that's been really nice. And it's been really, really exciting to pull cards that I know are upgrades. So I've gotten a few of the gem converters now. I've gotten a bunch of cards that I either A, don't really use a lot now, or B, that I find are like low key staples to decks. And I'm really enjoying pulling them. Like, it adds like a whole new level of excitement. I mean, even just seeing one of those little balls shake for a rare, it's almost like a guaranteed, ooh, I get an upgrade to my account from this. It's also been really cool to see specific cards come down and then just be like, oh man, that's a threat. So like, if you look at my battlefield here, I've got that 7/6 worm. And so I pulled the 7/6 worm pretty early on, like in like one of my first packs, like the free pack or something. And I saw it and I was like, Oh man, this thing is going to be a big bomb because it's like 15 mana for a 7/6, but in bronze, they're especially like for players that are just starting out because in Nissa you don't have any removal in green. You just don't have any ways of dealing with something like that. I mean, you've got like the 4/4 elf with reach that you just saw here, but other than that, there's like nothing to deal with a big creature like that. Or even a rare like Orbs of Warding is crazy powerful in the hands of a new player because you keep going up against like Elvish Visionary and Caustic Caterpillar and all of these like 1/1s and 2/1s and 2/2s and stuff. And Orbs of Warding is a 14 mana support that reduces all damage you take by 2. So all those little things that come down just do nothing to you. Like they have to be reinforced a number of times before they start doing anything to you. So you kind of can just lock your opponent down just by having a card like that. And there isn't exactly a lot of support removal to start the game out either. Like you have to actually pull that from packs. All of these things have really expanded my perspective about what it's like to be a player who doesn't have the same collection that I normally enjoy on my main account. So, one of the primary things that I'm hoping to accomplish by making this series and going through this journey is to be able to make better videos for you guys, especially for my objectives, achieving perfection series. So that series tends to get the most views on my channel and the most likes. So I'm going to guess that that's the channel that people tend to enjoy the most, or at least that they get the most out of. And so by my doing this, I'm hoping that I can make the videos include cards and strategies and just things that you're more likely to have, which will in turn hopefully make the videos more helpful to more players. Now you see that I just leveled Nissa to level 10. That's actually where I decided to leave her. I just wanted to get her first ability up to level 2, so it started giving mana also. And I wanted to increase her green mana bonus. And while I was foolish and did not reference the wiki or the D3 site, I was hoping that it would increase her spell or support limit, but alas, it did neither of those things. Now, if there's anything that any of you guys specifically want to see in this series, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section so I can check out what you want to see. I've got a lot planned for the series, so there's going to be a lot of content for this particular one, assuming the general feedback is pretty positive. I'm still going to do this no matter what, just because I'm really excited to do this for myself. But if there are specific things that you want to see me covering in the series, or like there are specific milestones or things like that, please let me know. So I'm still going to go ahead and say things like I'm going to be trying to move the account up to silver right now, or I'm trying to move the account up to gold right now, and I'll explain my reasoning as to why I think it's the right time to do that. I don't think that I'm likely to boost into those ranks before I want to. For the most part, I find that it's pretty good to be in platinum, at the very least for like PvE events. But due to the state of legacy PvE events, no, PvP events, it has a pretty hard entry level. Like, there are just so many cards in the game now that if you enter platinum, since there aren't different tiers in platinum, you might be like a pretty new player to the game entering, and then you go up against like all of the Kiora and the Brokon Loop decks and the Omniscience decks, and you just might not have the pieces to make those decks or the cards to be able to keep up with something like that. And that's really difficult to contend with. So I'm really hoping that at some point we see that the events get locked down by set. So you have to use specific cards from specific sets, right? Or there are just more restrictions introduced for legacy PvP so that there is more of a reason to build diverse decks, because the green gem conversion and all the different mana cheats, Hazoret's Undying Fury, deploy the Gatewatch, all that kind of stuff, it really removes a lot of counterplay, and it makes it so that you kind of feel like you have to use those if you want to have your best shot at getting a perfect score in an event. So like if you're in one of the top coalitions and you're trying to make sure that you get a perfect score for your team, you kind of feel this urge to use the best cards. I don't want to get too off track though. I mean, I'm bringing that up just because that's actually all of that is one of the reasons why I'm really excited to be making this series. I mean, just that going up against Orbs of Warding was just as terrifying to me in on this new account as going up against Killer Instinct is for me on my Platinum account was just a really cool interaction. So, I hope that you guys enjoy this series as much as I'm enjoying making it. I hope you tune in to future episodes, you give me feedback, you let me know what you want to see from the series, things that you like, etc. You'll have a chance to see how the account grows. You get to see me pull Orbs of Warding. That's right. That's what I got for finishing the story. That was a darn good reward, let me tell you. I'm actually legitimately excited about that one. Like, just getting that was just like, oh, sweet. But go ahead, keep an eye out for episode 2. I've already recorded it. It's just I need some time to edit it. This one, like I said, took me like maybe 15 hours to do all the editing for. But whatever. The next one should be up soon. It's going to be on my first event. So I did Rising Tensions, Celestia Conclave, and tried to get my paws on that sweet, sweet Chord of Calling. I love that card. It's amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate you all so, so much.